Ready to rock and roll?
All
All
right,
right.
let's
Ready?
let's get rolling on this. Yeah, we're going. We're live. Welcome to episode 9 of the Action Takers podcast. Co-host Nate here with JC as always.
It's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.
How's it going?
Dude, I'm doing really good. It's pretty incredible. We're up on episode 9. I'm still shocked by the sheer fact that we are not shocked. I'm just saying that I'm proud of us that we're checking the boxes. We're coming to you a little late this week. I had some family come into town, but we're getting it done. Which is, I think, a lot of times, Nate, a lot of people just make these fucking excuses and they just put it off. They wait and they don't get addicted. So I'm fucking addicted, dude. I'm so addicted to making content because every time you and I sit down and have a discussion, dude, I get endless amount of content that I can post in my other feeds, my other social media stuff. So, dude, I'm doing freaking amazing. I got family in town from California, which is different. We're introducing them to the old, the Southern ways. But I'm great, dude. How are you?
That's awesome. I'm doing great as well. It's been another lovely week, and yeah, I mean the I'm the same way. I've been doing a lot of more gym stuff. Posting that the reels. I mean, the reels are where it's at, and some of them, get 90 views. But I one I checked today that I posted yesterday, it's already up to 2,500 views. I mean, it's reels are where it's at. Same thing with the TikToks. Just reusing a lot of this content and posting it out there, and it's incredible. The views that you get with the consistency. But yeah, up to episode 9, we're about to hit double digits with our episodes on this podcast, and we're just powering through one episode at a time. So it's great. Folks, just want to remind you, if you do enjoy the podcast, if you can give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow, subscribe. We appreciate it. We just enjoy doing this, enjoy talking, and hope that you guys get a little nugget, little something that you take away about whatever we talk about, or we just make you laugh, make you think with some of the stuff that we talk about. Whether it's just current events or anything with the business stuff. So we appreciate it. We appreciate the views, the likes that we do get. So yeah, if you can share the show, like, subscribe, we appreciate it.
Dude, and if you want to be a producer for the show, if you want to be the one dialing in the episodes, please let us know. Yes, it's very important. Nate, we went kind of crazy last week with a bunch of different business ideas. People enjoyed it. It seemed like it was something that I was inspired by it. I went back and listened to some of our stuff, and I'm like, fuck, we're kind of spitting fire here. And I realized that, with your videos and my videos, dude, we just gotta have a course. We gotta have some fucking guide or something. We're selling a meal plan or something weird. Because, dude, as many views as we're getting on certain just random videos, I feel like if we just put a call to action at the end of the video, hey, come sign up for this and get your free whatever. Your free Kit Kat, or I don't know, your fucking free cookie. You would think that I think there's some conversion there. I think there's a little conversion rate.
That you're saying that, create some free PDFs, and sign up to them. I'm thinking there's something there, like you've talked about with email lists. Give us your email, and we'll send you PDF of either some workout plans, some business plans. I don't know, some sort of ideas of something that we're working on. So we'll put something together.
Yeah, dude, it's one of those things that if you don't offer it, they ain't gonna collect it. And I mean, we might also sell you some other stuff, if you want to spend $7,000 on our coaching program, you can just please write Nate and I a check. Okay, 3,500 I think is the 50/50 there. But let's get into the show, Nate. We missed on a lot of current events because I called it I can't remember what I called it, but I think it was my drunk ideas. Every once in a while I'll have a few cocktails and just get all fired up and write down some crazy business ideas. People surprisingly liked the trash can one, which I was happy about. you wanted to talk about some current events, and dude, it seems like current events are just spilling out of the news, and they're pretty big ones. Like they're not little ones out there in the world. I mean, we've got Georgia, you can carry guns legally, concealed. You got mass mandates are now against federal law. You got Disney, okay, coming out and supporting certain bills, and the Florida governor freaking giving them the middle finger and taking away their tax exempt status. You got Elon Musk doing just craziness, just taking back freedom of speech, and then you got Mike Tyson punching people on airplanes. Just a lot of news. It's a lot of hot topics. A lot of googling is going on in the world. Like one of my tricks or one of my frameworks to figure out what's going on in the world is all I do is type in trends.google.com, and if you use that URL, like you literally can tell what everyone's searching for. And sure enough, today in the last like 12 hours, Mike Tyson has been just absolutely at the top, along with like Ukraine and Russia and all that stuff. But dude, I'm excited about talking some current events. I think it's gonna be hot takes here.
Yeah. I mean, let's just get to him. So I watched that video. I didn't hear the audio, but I mean that video from the beginning. So in the headline on that was, drunk passenger, basically, gets in a fight with Mike Tyson. So you're watching it and you could tell. I mean, he's on something. He's just going at him, and it looked like for a while Tyson was ignoring him, but then also then the video cuts to him just. It's really hard to see him actually punching the guy, but he's swinging at someone. So. So yeah, I mean, how it's been a minute since I've been on a plane, but sometimes there are, especially if you're going to Vegas, there's you're drinking already, you're getting excited to go. So I mean, I don't know, have you ever dealt with that? Anyone being obnoxious on a plane and you just wanted to
Dude, I've dealt with it in the sense of like, so we were coming back from Hawaii and we're sitting down, we paid for our seats, and I'm sitting there and I see this lady walking down the aisle with a 80-pound pit bull, and it's got some vest on it that says like service dog, and she doesn't look blind. Like I'm making judgments immediately, but she sits down next to me and puts this 80-pound pit bull underneath her legs, which all that did, which keep in mind the dog was incredible behavior, but all I could feel was his hot breath on my sunburnt legs, and it drove me fucking crazy. I was going to be Mike Tyson here for a second. It just absolutely was fucking a nightmare, which it probably was better to have a sweaty dog, breathing on me than some sweaty human being. But at the same time, I look at the Mike Tyson video of him punching a guy, and you gotta ask yourself, like, how far does someone have to go to get punched by Mike Tyson? And the story that TMZ broke was essentially Mike Tyson was leaving San Francisco, which was from his cannabis. Like, he was selling his cannabis company. Like, he looked like a pretty mild guy, but the guy who he punched looked like a guy I'd want to punch.
Yeah, I mean, he deserved it more than likely, right? I mean, it's Mike Tyson. I'm sure he's in his older age, he's not quite as quick to want to punch someone, but to whatever that guy was doing, I'm pretty positive more than deserved it. Whatever he was saying, what could you possibly want to be saying to Mike Tyson? I mean, besides just wanting to meet him. I mean, come on, So whatever happened, I don't know. Obviously, because there's like not really good audio, but whatever he was saying, more than likely, probably deserved it. I'm on the side of Mike Tyson. Whatever that guy did, he got what was coming to him.
Dude, I feel like in the world, and this is probably not a very popular take, but I feel like in the world today, there's not enough people punching other people. Like, there's not, like, if you talk shit and you put your money where your mouth is against the champ, okay, against a left-handed guy who could kill you, who had a tiger at his house, okay? He has a tiger at his fucking house. You got to recognize you're playing with fire, and you're going to get fucking burned. So I agree. I'm on the side of Mike Tyson. The guy he punched well deserved it. I don't care if he didn't deserve it. He looked like a guy who needed to be punched. If that guy sat down next to me, I would much rather have the pit bull than the freaking dipshit next to me. It's a crazy story. It's crazy that the news though about it, like the video in the day and age of camera phones and freaking audio and all this stuff, like we get the grainiest, shittiest cut up film from TMZ breaking this thing. And it's about 12 seconds long. It just, you would think that they would have the capability of putting out a better product when it comes to the video footage. Like what was it filmed on, a flip phone? Like was it, was it a Nokia? What the hell was it?
It is always like that, right? With all the iPhones and just fancy Androids, the people, whenever they're getting these videos, they're using phones that looks like they're 6-7 years old that are like just out of date. It's like, how come no one has the great cameras, for this footage? But it is what it is. You got to see it, a little bit of it, and I mean, it's way to go, Mike Tyson. And I think he's the one that said too, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So
yes,
there is a lot of people that with the internet today, they can say whatever they want. There's no repercussions. You look at comments sometimes and people are going back and forth, the keyboard warriors, but hey, sometimes people forget they're not online anymore, and they start saying stuff in the real world, and they forget they can still get punched.
Well, shit, you're on a plane with Mike Tyson, and you don't even have to wear masks anymore. Like the freaking federal government, some Superior Court judge said, "Hey, mask mandates are bullshit. Like it's against your constitutional right." That's not the way I'd want to introduce no masks. Okay, getting punched by Mike Tyson.
But still, that was one of the last things, last places that you're still having to wear masks, right? I mean, pretty much everywhere else, even here in California, whether it's restaurants, stores, all that stuff's kind of gone away. So why that was the last place? I mean, I guess because it's close quarters, but honestly, it shouldn't have taken this long. I mean, this is something that everyone should have got together a long time ago and just said, hey, we're not wearing these masks, and what were they going to do about it? We saw what happened when a lot of people did stand up to it, and a lot of businesses, they folded. So if employees and or passengers, like I said, all it takes is a day of no one wanting to ride on the planes, and could have ended a long time ago. But it is good that it is no longer required. It was funny though, because a lot of the people that work on the airlines, people were saying it. Not too long ago, they were yelling at you about the mask, but then now they're all of a sudden, as soon as that happened, they're, oh, here, give us your mask on the way. It's like a little hypocritical. I'm just not gonna lie.
I am sick and tired of the Karens in the world. The lady that screams at me about wearing a mask on an airplane because I'm taking a sip of soda absolutely drives me crazy. That's the kind of lady that Mike Tyson just needs to come out of left field and fucking clock her. Not a huge fan of the mask on the plane. It was so funny because I can't remember who broke they did a study, and they did an air study where they had everyone wear masks, and they set it up like an airplane, and they realized that the masks were protecting everything in front of them, but it was spraying out all the mucus and shit out the sides, and it was hitting the people sitting next to you. So it's just smart people listening to stupid people and incredibly scared. All this says to me that finally, after 3 years of this bullshit, that it's finally over. And I feel like maybe the Americans, maybe the citizens of the United States will go, okay, wait a minute, fuck off. We're not doing this. You tried to do this before, no longer again. I'm overjoyed. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is we can't forget, right? I mean, we've gone through all this can't happen again. It is shown that it didn't help. Obviously, the mask. I mean, I don't know how many studies there are of all these things. So many numbers, so much stuff has just been gone. They've walked back on so many things. Fauci disappeared. I don't know, it's been 6 months, a year since you've so it's
yeah.
So that's the biggest takeaway from that is we as Americans can't and go through that again. Exactly what he said.
I think
if they try and say anything, tell them to fuck off.
Well, I think you got to quit giving power to people who can't make fucking educated decisions. They're making educated decisions based on their wallet. They're not making decisions based on the gooder of the population. It's gooder of the population. I don't even know if gooder is a fucking word, but it's when you look at the people you're listening to and they're on the boards of these fucking companies who are pumping out vaccines, and they're requiring masks and requiring vaccines, and you realize that maybe their fucking stock or their retirement is tilted in a certain direction. And I'm sick and tired of money driving these fucking people. And I think we're sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. I know there's people that you listen to, that I listen to. Fucking, we're just not going to put up with that shit anymore. Nancy Pelosi, okay, is a great example of fucking just absolutely closing down her city, telling everyone to go home, closing businesses, and then go ahead and fucking, she strolls into her local salon and requires an employee to show up when it clearly is a violation of the shit that she was preaching. And I just recognize that these politicians are just absolutely full of shit. And my only suggestion to anyone is get involved in their local politics. Maybe at the national level, you might not have a fucking very strong voice. I think you should still vote. I think you should do all those things. But I think if you get involved at the lower level, those are the lower levels where you can have so much fucking control. Like, you have no idea how what the states or not the states, the cities and the counties have fucking just an unbelievable amount of power when it comes to their government and the way they educate their kids, or the fucking mask mandates, or any of this bullshit going on in the world. I think that's the one, like, biggest takeaway for me is, like, fucking get involved somehow at the lowest level, you know, and just stay there giving your opinion at least.
Exactly. I think that the time has really come to where there needs to be term limits, and no, you know, politicians, you know, obviously back in the day when it started, it was you know, it's true service, right? You're serving the country, serving your local community. That was the point of it. But so many of these people, I mean, have been in there for 30 years, you know, that's their career. That was the point of politics, or all that was not to be a career. It was, you know, your local people serving to represent their community, their areas, right? And then it's just become like you're saying, it's become a money grab, and people, you know, make careers out of it, and, you know, getting paid. They just got I don't even know what it is now, but they're making well over $200,000 a year, right, on top of everything else they get. So it's definitely went from service to you know, career and money grab. So hopefully at the local level, people can start getting involved and yes, get things changed.
These fucking people are not a true representation of the fucking society. Okay, the fucking 87-year-old fucking great grandfather who's fucking pumping his bills. It doesn't like, you are totally out of connection in the world. Like, your vision for the future is literally a casket. Okay, you're gonna have an American flag draped over your casket, and they're gonna sing Yankee Doodle while you fucking get lowered in the ground, because you're closer to the ground than you are any young people, where you're trying to make these decisions and you're like, motherfucker, what, you're so old you don't even have an iPhone. Okay, you have a fucking June bug or whatever the hell it's called. It just, these fucking politicians drive me crazy. It's like they should have a term limit and a fucking age limit, because
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. I mean, in the Joe Biden videos are the best. I mean, there's videos of him in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s. Like, he's been in politics. I mean, so think about these people that are still represent, the Nancy Pelosi, the Dianne Feinstein, the Chuck Schumers. These people have gone through. I mean, even in the 80s, America was a different time, right? So these people were supporting different things that, you know, that today they don't support. They're totally on the, you know, opposite, but they're still in politics. They're still making these things. So it's like, it's such a crazy time. And I don't know if people just don't see these videos of, like, especially Joe Biden's the worst. The stuff that he used to say in support, talking about people who do cocaine, you know, going to prison. Yeah, his son's a crackhead. So, I mean, what sense does that make? You know, he's on video, you know, saying these just outlandish things that couldn't get away with today. And people, like, just, I don't know, just don't care that that's what he used to support. It's like, hey, this guy used to support things that a lot of you don't agree with. So what's up with that? So I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
Dude, it's all about picking a fucking side. You know, our country gets divided, and it's bullshit. It's like, you know, we're the Bloods and the Crips. Instead, they call it the Democrats and the fucking Republicans. And I'm just sick and tired of fucking having to make a decision before I fucking hear any of the topics. or hear any of the discussion or any of the fucking debate. Joe Biden, I'm sure you were an excellent politician 40 fucking years ago, okay? When you started kissing little kids and fucking grabbing people's asses, okay? And following he's falling upstairs, okay? There's so many videos out there where he just walks off. He just fucking leaves. You're like, where the fuck is this guy going? You can't just let him walk around. Good God, he needs, at some point in time, he's going to be that fucking president in the little walker, Nancy Pelosi just kicking his ass, Anyways, it's just, not to get on a political rant. I am fucking sick and tired of this bullshit. What else? What do we else got on the current events list?
I mean, we could just go down to Florida. This all stuff kind of just goes together, right? Disney supporting certain things, and their politicians doing some good things. I can't remember if it's their the local Florida Senate or whoever voted, but they voted to get rid of their tax exemption. So now they're going to be responsible. I think it's their property taxes. So it's not whatever tax they got to do now. So now they're going to have to pay hundreds of millions of dollars a year, which is which is good for Florida, I'm sure. Increase their taxes that they're going to be getting there. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a thing of the people showing what they support, right? Or that they're not supporting these ideas that Disney's supporting, and I think Netflix too is having their stock drop. So kind of all similar type of things, right? So these companies that are the American people are voting with their wallets, which is what we should have been doing all through COVID too. Of any of these places that were supporting these things that you don't agree with, that's how you show your support or not support of what they're doing. Is you use your wallet. Don't spend money with these businesses. Don't I think Disney Plus, even their subscriptions went way down. Netflix subscriptions been going down, and then now Disney has to pay taxes in Florida. So it's good to see. It's good to see that the people are speaking up and having an effect, because that's what business is all about. Capitalism, and you can't just expect people that are going to keep supporting you if you support these things that aren't that popular.
Well, it's just it kind of levels the playing field. Like, don't get me wrong, Disney is a incredible, like, if you're gonna idolize anyone, like true, like the way you build a company and you give someone an experience, like Disney's fucking one of the best models. It just is. Like, they paint the ground a certain color to fucking direct people. They make buildings like a certain size. They have trash cans fucking every 7 feet, to keep the park clean. They do things really, really well, but when CEOs, they fucking run their goddamn mouth. And it's at some point in time, someone should have just told the CEO and just, dude, shut the fuck up. Because the opinion that you're giving is going to cost us millions and millions and millions of dollars, which, good. Because now it's a fucking level playing field. Because the Joe Blow's fucking wild hog fucking Gatorland, okay, is paying property taxes. Why the fuck shouldn't Disney? I mean, they're so successful. Fuck, and again, I understand, you incentivize companies to bring people to your state to pay taxes, pay fucking revenue, and all that bullshit. But I'm just saying, like, you're evening the playing field, okay? Jim Bob's fucking Tiger, Gatorland can fucking now survive because it's a fucking fair playing field. But at the same time, the comments that were made in regards to their disagreeing with a bill that was very controversial. If you're not familiar with it, it's one of those bills that they talked about, education, talking about educating kindergartners to third graders and explaining them the different sexualities between men, women, transgendered, fucking just ridiculous. Like, if any human being that had an understanding, had some kids, they would understand that a first grader probably shouldn't be focused on gender. Like, that's not even in the fucking realm. Like, that's not even in the fucking right generation yet. Like, we're not even at that point in time where they're thinking about those things. They need to learn simple things like fucking, I don't know, how to pay their taxes, or fucking, I don't know, get a job. Let's work on some shit that fucking matters. Like, do some simple math. Maybe learn the fucking ABCs. Maybe learn what a fucking computer is so that, you get to second grade, you're fucking, well versed. But I'm sick and tired of really smart people saying really incredibly dumb things to please such a small percentage of their fucking customers. I guarantee you Disney, Carhartt, who are these other woke fucking brands? Adidas, Nike. These are all companies who fucking will suffer based on their opinions and what they produce. Because in my opinion, a white American, okay, who represents 70% of the fucking country, you think like, you say crazy shit to me, I'm not going to spend my money with you. I'm just not. I'll go somewhere else. I'll go to a fucking different, I'll go to Mexico. They've got no opinion. Their opinion's tequila, okay? Tequila and beer when you get in the taxi.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the great thing about America, right? You can say whatever you want, you can believe whatever you want, which is fine, but there are repercussions. So if that's the way they go, like I said, people will vote with their wallets, and yeah, it's whatever, they all have the right. That's the thing. Everyone has the right to do that. That's what they want to do. Fine, but there can be consequences, and it is definitely something to think about in your business, right? Because everyone's brand, you have your tribe, you have your people that support your business, whatever your business is. So you can't always cater to everyone, and if they're choosing to do, cater to a certain segment, I mean, yes, that's what's going to happen. So it's a good thing, to see and see how things work, right? I mean, you find your brand, find your people, and you cater to them. But if not everyone's going to be for you, and they're choosing to go, cater to who they want to, and things are going to happen.
You're probably right, Nate. I'm probably a little far right when it comes to this shit. It's like, fuck them, like, burn it down. And you're like, you can't burn, like, just because someone has another opinion. You can't just get rid of it. You can't, discourage it. If I was a shareholder at Disney, I would be fucking pissed. I'd be like, that's not the representation of me. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we cater to who cares what this fucking bill says? It's not your opinion. I'm assuming the CEO of Disney probably doesn't fucking live in Orlando. Okay, he probably isn't staying at the Magic fucking Tower. Okay, he's probably somewhere else in the world. And maybe not. I fucking have no clue. But it's just like, as a representation of the company, it's just like, dude, you gotta fucking think before you speak. Or pick a different mountain to fucking stand on, because the mountain you're standing on is fucking pretty small.
But just transition, talk about CEOs and free speech. Elon Musk trying to buy the rest of Twitter, which is cool. He bought 9%, so he's trying to buy the rest of Twitter, and it's been interesting what's kind of happening, with that as well. There's been a lot of pushback on that. It's he's kind of showing where everyone is with that, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, as it is, he's just exposing all kinds of things. How hypocritical people are. Say, oh, Elon Musk can't buy Twitter, yet Jeff Bezos owns Washington Post, which is a media company. So what's the difference?
Well, fucking Jeff Bezos was an idiot. That's why he bought a fucking newspaper company, because he wanted to own a newspaper company. It's one of those things that, like, Elon Musk, in my opinion, is the Michael Jordan, the fucking Tiger Woods, the fucking Wayne Gretzky of his sport, which is being an entrepreneur, which is being a businessman. I think, in my opinion, okay, again, Elon Musk has a incredible fucking superpower, and his superpower is pissing people off. Like, it's incredible. Like, the things that he does, he doesn't give a shit. And I think if we're gonna take any pages from fucking entrepreneurs or business people, take a page out of fucking Elon Musk's fucking book, because what he's doing with Twitter, pretty much saying, like, let's take the freedom of speech and let's take it back. Because if you don't, you keep letting Mark Zuckerberg and the rest of the fucking Silicon Valley and beautiful California fucking dictate what you can and can't say on the internet. What the fuck's the point? Like, the point, in my opinion, of Twitter is the ability to have a conversation. And oftentimes conversations lead to fucking discussions, which oftentimes lead to fucking arguments and disagreements. And that's what makes our country great. Elon Musk, I mean, holy shit. He's doing things that every kid, when they were fucking 6 years old and they were asked, what do you want to do for a living? He goes, I want to dig tunnels. I want to drive fast cars that, save green energy or whatever the hell it is. The dude's a genius. He's absolutely he's the Michael Jordan of entrepreneur.
Well, I mean, he's just playing chess. I mean, a lot of people are playing checkers with businesses. He's playing chess. He's just on a whole nother level. And on that, I don't know if you saw, there was an interview or something in the things that he's doing that a lot of people. So he's saying he doesn't own a home. That lately he's been, staying at his friends, their spare rooms and stuff, which is crazy, right? This guy's the richest man in the world, and he doesn't own a home, and he's essentially couch surfing. I'm sure he's not sleeping on couches. I'm sure all his friends are billionaires as well that he's staying at.
But futon, yeah.
No, but nonetheless, I mean, even that, like, he's the richest man in the world, and he says he doesn't own a house. Like, he's doing things on another level that other people don't do. I mean, us people. When I say people, average people here, doing our thing. I mean,
billionaires.
We couldn't imagine. We could not. Yes, not billionaires, millionaires. That's where we're trying to go. But even that, like, are we willing to do those sacrifices? He's so focused on what he's doing, whether it's Tesla, whether it's SpaceX. I mean, all these things that he's just, just like that. I mean, he's gonna not own a home, not even rent a home.
Well, he just gives no one fucking an excuse. It's like, well, you've got 17 homes, like, you're speaking from an elitist, and he goes, I'm going to live in a fucking house that's 200 square feet. Like, he lived on property in a tiny house that cost less than fucking $50,000 because he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm doing this because I'm doing cool shit. And the money is the direct result of it. And I think people often get fucking really disgruntled with him because he is making so much money. But at the same time, I look at him and I go, fuck, like, he's just having fun. He's doing things that everyone wishes they could do. The one thing that intrigued me the most was there's a tweet he came out with, or he responded to someone's tweet that said, like, if Elon Musk just gave up, 50% of his wealth, he could solve world hunger. And Elon Musk literally just goes, let's do it. Tell me how you would spend the money. I'll give you the money. Just tell me how you spend it. And the leader of fucking, the hungry, whatever charity is, couldn't give him an answer. Could not even simply just answer him on the fucking Twitter thread. He couldn't even be like, we're going to, every kid needs $50 to eat on every single year. Like, we're going to give every family $50. He couldn't even come up with that. Like, I could figure out fucking world hunger in a fucking tweet. Like 140 characters, no problem. Fucking give them all Pop-Tarts. I don't know. DiGiorno has pretty good pizzas. I mean, we're going to buy them ovens and stuff, but we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, it just cracks me up that people give him so much shit. But at the same time, he's solving fucking world's problems. Like, he's solving the energy crisis. He just has the ability to, he literally has the ability to fucking empower other people to have self-driving cars. Like, self-driving cars literally takes the human emotion out of fucking driving a car, which, if you ride with any of my family members, it is terrifying. Okay? Because they're playing with the fucking radio, they're looking behind the seat, they're yelling at the kids, they're doing whatever, and fucking you're like, oh my God. Well, an autonomous vehicle, like, who gives a shit? Like, the computer is going to drive it. So I think what he's doing is pretty incredible. I think what Twitter's doing to block him from buying that company, I think it's bullshit, and I think these shareholders should be fucking up in arms and pissed because he's paying a premium for that brand. Twitter, in my opinion, is the second worst social media platform behind LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I don't even understand.
Yeah. I mean, it's hopefully he what he's doing. I mean, obviously, once he even made that first initial purchase, Twitter stock went up. So we'll have to see. It'll be for another episode of current events, seeing where he's going with Twitter and what's going on with that. But yeah, he's definitely doing some great things, and yeah, he's someone definitely to try and emulate for certain business things. Yeah. I mean, I think that's some good stuff, some good current events we touched on. Any final thoughts on any of these topics?
I think with what's going on in the world, a lot of highlights. Okay, a lot of highlights. It seems like a lot of things that were happening a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago, especially with Ukraine and Russia. It seems like that noise isn't as loud as it used to be, which I'm excited about because I don't think it's that big. I mean, I know it's a big deal, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. And what is not very scary is that we stopped talking about it, which is relieving because I did not want to go to fucking World War III. Now the mask on the plane, the Disney thing, the Mike Tyson, dude, those are all just fucking, oh my God, those are just clickbaity fucking good stories. Like I love this shit. It just cracks me up. Yeah, with that being said, shit, if you guys are listening to this, if you've gotten to this point in the episode, then you like what we're saying, you like what we're talking about, do us a favor, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification. If you don't like the shit that we're producing, you've gotten to the 37-minute mark in this show, fucking give us a dislike. I don't care. Or say something crazy. I'll fucking respond to your crazy comment. Like JC's whatever. Call me out. I'm down. So I mean, with that being said, Nate, do you want to wrap it up and we'll talk to you next week?
Yeah. I mean, you hit exactly everything you said. It's I think a lot of it too. The noise is the main. People don't trust the mainstream media, and they just know that there's a lot of lies behind some of the stuff. So the headlines don't last as long. They're not pushing stuff as long. So and hopefully it continues that way, and more truth news comes out. And instead of propaganda news. So yeah, please subscribe, like, share. We appreciate all the stuff that we do get now, and just help us grow the show. We'll talk to you next week.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.